And speaking about path to the show, Ethan Salas, the number 2 prospect in the Padres system, he was on the path to the show this time last year. Seemed like they were jumping him above every level. He went from single A to double A, all as a very young 17 years old, which was a very interesting AJ Preller-esque move. From my understanding and talking with people with teams, it was kind of meant to, I don't think, not that Salas wasn't ready for those levels, but it was to mess with teams' models more than anything. Maybe they're trying to trade him and everything like that, because the Padres are always looking to trade prospects to get major league quality talent. And I think that Ethan Salas, as the number 2 prospect in the system, is really, really good. It is a good young defensive catcher. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that Ethan Salas is a catcher, barring any sort of weird, unconventional injuries piling up for him, because Salas he moves well behind the plate. He commands a staff well. I mean, there's a point where he's playing a lot in Major League Spring Training right now, and it's because they trust him to handle that. He might be the best catcher in the entire organization, honestly, just defensively. The bat still needs quite a bit to come. The glove is well above where the bat is, but it's a power over hit catcher, which is sort of what you want at that spot. What do you think about him, Drew? Because I know you and I are the 2 biggest catching proponents on the website.
We are. High five to you. I think the major thing with Salas is that he has undergone. I like that over there, by the way. I think the major thing is that Salas has been forced to the almost Jason Dominguez levels of unfair hype, to the point where now the fatigue is not really based on anything valid and performance based. It is kind of, like you said in your notes here, I wonder how Ethan Salas would be perceived if he was handled in a conventional manner. We can't criticize AJ Preller because we've never sat in his chair, and yet I will. I think that was one of the more bogus moves for an elite level prospect that you could make, to bump him up 3 levels to double A as a 17-year-old. It was just a baffling decision. Now, granted, to his credit, Salas didn't do a terrible job. Strikeouts were actually lesser in 2023 in his time in the double A than they were in either Class A Advanced or in Class A. The problem is that he hit to contact. And so if the ball's going to a defender, he's obviously making contact, which is something that we expect to see out of him, at least again for Class A. It's just going to be questionable. Clearly, we've seen him succeed at Class A. Class A Advanced last season. 10 stolen bases was a little bit of a barrage, not a barrage. It was something that we didn't expect to see. The strikeout rate was intact, but again, hitting to contact much more than what you would like to see. Salas, as a whole, is a very interesting prospect because, as you alluded to, Reese, he may be the best defensive catcher in this entire organization. Greg and I got a chance to watch Salas in Arlington for the Futures game this summer, and easily one of the best defensive catchers. We saw Kyle Teal, we saw Drake Baldwin, we saw all kinds of catchers who are very comfortable behind the plate, but Salas is just almost at another level where he just looks so smooth and comfortable. It is truly exceptional, especially again for a boy of 18 years old. And I don't mean to insult him and say that, but a very, very young player to be so comfortable in that bright lights major league stadium was very impressive. I actually want Salas everywhere I can get him, because I think that we're seeing very unfair expectations put on a talented young player because of some, is it rude to say, front office shenanigans? That's about the nicest way I could say it, Reese.
No, I'm 100% with you. I think that the expectations for him are a little bit unfair, but like, he's proving to be, if you do factor in the age at which he's producing, he's 18 years old. It's in high A. That is, as a catcher, right? Like, they tend to slow play catchers. Like, he is showing, he's hitting all the benchmarks. Is he doing it consistently? No, but he's 18 years old. If you were to look at him through the lens of a high school draftee, he wouldn't have even been drafted yet. He wouldn't have been playing professional baseball, and he's in high A. He's playing against advanced college hitters and pitchers who are starting to show the ability to command and sequence hitters. So yeah, it is a little unfair what some of the people have done to move him down. I think we might have also, like, it feels weird to say an 18-year-old has prospect fatigue.